Welcome back to Living in the Word, and today we are looking at the construction part 1, so let's begin. Exodus 36 verses 8 to 13. Then all the gifted artisans among them who worked on the tabernacle made 10 curtains woven of fine linen and a blue, purple and scarlet thread. With artistic designs of cherubim they made them. The length of each curtain was 28 cubits, and the width of each curtain 4 cubits. The curtains were all the same size, and he coupled 5 curtains to one another, and the other 5 curtains he coupled to one another. He made loops of blue yarn on the edge of the curtain on the selvage of one set. Likewise he did on the outer edge of the other curtain of the second set. 50 loops he made on one curtain, and 50 loops he made on the edge of the curtain on the end of the second set. The loops held one curtain to another. And he made 50 clasps of gold and coupled the curtains to one another with the clasps, that it might be one tabernacle. Okay, so we have 10 curtains made of fine woven linen with designs of cherubim or angels on them. Now they are about 1.3 meters long and about 1.8 meters wide. So 5 curtains were joined together and the other 5 joined together as well. And this was so that it was easier for them to be able to pull the tabernacle apart, to move it and put it back together. And they were joined by 50 loops of blue yarn and 50 clasps of gold on each curtain set. These curtains would be the first covering over the tabernacle. Exodus 36 verses 14 to 19. He made curtains of goat's hair for the tent over the tabernacle. He made 11 curtains. The length of each curtain was 30 cubits, and the width of each curtain 4 cubits. The 11 curtains were the same size. He coupled 5 curtains by themselves and 6 curtains by themselves. And he made 50 loops on the edge of the curtain that is outermost in one set, and 50 loops he made on the edge of the curtain of the second set. He also made 50 bronze clasps to couple the tent together, that it might be one. Then he made a covering for the tent of ram skins dyed red, and a covering of badger skins above that. So next they made the curtains of goat's hair. 11 curtains, each about 1.4 meters long and about 1.8 meters wide. Again, 5 curtains were joined together, and the other 6 were also joined together. And they were joined by 50 loops of blue yarn and 50 clasps of bronze this time, not gold. Now, the next layer of curtains was made from ram skins dyed red, and the outer layer of curtains was made from badger skins. Now, the ram skins and badger skins would waterproof and dustproof the entire tabernacle. Exodus 36, verses 20 to 30. For the tabernacle, he made boards of acacia wood standing upright. The length of each board was 10 cubits, and the width of each board a cubit and a half. Each board had 2 tenons for binding one to another. Thus he made for all the boards of the tabernacle. And he made boards for the tabernacle, 20 boards for the south side. 40 sockets of silver he made to go under the 20 boards, 2 sockets under each of the boards for its 2 tenons. And for the other side of the tabernacle, the north side, he made 20 boards, and their 40 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under each of the boards. For the west side of the tabernacle, he made 6 boards. He also made 2 boards for the 2 back corners of the tabernacle, and they were coupled at the bottom and coupled together at the top by one ring. Thus he made both of them for the 2 corners. So there were 8 boards and their sockets, 16 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under each of the boards. So the upright boards for the tabernacle were made of acacia wood and were about 4.6 meters long and about 70 centimeters wide. Now each board had 2 pegs to bind to the sockets of silver underneath. So the pegs came out of the boards like that. And one of those sockets for each peg. Now there are 20 boards and 40 sockets for each long side, and then on the short side at the back were 6 boards plus 2 boards for the corners and 16 silver sockets underneath. Exodus 36 verses 31 to 34. And he made bars of acacia wood, 5 for the boards on one side of the tabernacle, 5 bars for the boards on the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the tabernacle on the far side westward. And he made the middle bar to pass through the boards from one end to the other. He overlaid the boards with gold, made their rings of gold to be holders for the bars, and overlaid the bars with gold. So on the outside of the boards were rings of gold which held the bars of acacia wood in place. There were 15 bars in all, 5 on each side, and everything was overlaid with gold. Exodus 36 verses 35 to 38. And he made a veil of blue, purple and scarlet thread and fine woven linen. It was worked with an artistic design of cherubim. He made for it 4 pillars of acacia wood and overlaid them with gold, with their hooks of gold, and he cast 4 sockets of silver for them. He also made a screen for the tabernacle door of blue, purple and scarlet thread and fine woven linen, made by a weaver, and its 5 pillars with their hooks. And he overlaid their capitals and their rings with gold, but their 5 sockets were bronze. So now we read that there was a veil made of blue, purple and scarlet thread and fine woven linen with designs of cherubim or angels on it. Now the veil had 4 pillars of acacia wood overlaid with gold and 4 sockets of silver. The tabernacle screen was also made of blue, purple and scarlet thread and fine woven linen, and it had 5 pillars of acacia wood and 5 sockets of bronze. Well, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, and God bless.